Welcome back, dear viewers, and we are resuming our special coverage for Davos Economic Forum, currently taking place in Switzerland, Davos, and Egypt welcomed an invitation of U.S. President Donald Trump to join Board of Peace. According to Foreign Ministry statement, Egypt expressed its support to the board to end the war in Gaza and ensure the flow of humanitarian aid into the Strip. Cairo further renewed its appreciation to U.S. President Donald Trump and his efforts to end the war in Gaza and attain peace and stability in the Middle East region, as well as spreading the international stability force. This is in addition to empowering the National Committee to administer Gaza Strip and tackle its tasks, plus initiating projects in the Strip for early recovery. And to shed more light on this, we are joined over the phone by Mr. Ramzy Khoury, Jordanian journalist. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Sherry.
Yes, Mr. Ramzy, can you tell us more about the Board of Peace, which was initiated by U.S. President Donald Trump, and its main aims?
Well, the initial idea was that Trump was doing a Board of Peace in order to solve the Gaza crisis. Then he got another idea, and he expanded the board to cover all kinds of peace processes all over the world. And so that shift changed the whole raison d'etre of the board. Obviously, the board is still going to be in charge of resolving the Gaza crisis, but it's now also possibly going to get involved in all other crises, including the crises that are created by Mr. Donald Trump himself. Today, the USA is in crisis with the whole of Western Europe over Greenland, but also over the fact that President Trump actually invited President Vladimir Putin of Russia to be a member of the board, which also angered the Western European leaders who felt that this is a move that was not acceptable. The third issue with this board is that if it is going to be engaged in resolving all conflicts at a global level, then this board is in direct competition with the United Nations. That's the job of the United Nations and the Security Council of the United Nations. So for Mr. Trump to create a separate board that is not part of the United Nations, that is going to engage directly, possibly without engagement with the United Nations or partnership with the United Nations, that is also a very big problem for European leaders and many leaders around the world, because it means that the United Nations is going to be weakened, sidelined, and therefore international law and international order is not going to be in place. So this is basically a gray area for everybody, including all of those who joined the board, Shireen. Unfortunately, we don't have a choice. If there wasn't enough strong Arab leaders on board, then the board would have gone totally to the right-wing friends of Israel, and the Arab voice and the Muslim voice would not have been present in that endeavor. So Arabs had to be there, otherwise it would have been a disaster. So if you look at the board today, there are the Muslims and Arabs, including Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, etc. And there, on the other side, if you look at those who have accepted to join the board, they're mostly right-wing friends of Mr. Trump, but they're very right-wing friends of Mr. Netanyahu. Even Israel is on the board. The Palestinians are not, but Israel is on the board. So that gives you a pretty good idea about the catch-22 that even Arab leaders were faced with. Don't show up and leave it to them to make all decisions without any input from our side, or join which is definitely the safer and more productive bet.
So, Mr. Ramzy, also U.S. President Donald Trump has spoken about the board replacing some of the functions of the United Nations. What's your take on this?
Absolutely. This is a very big problem for everybody. There should not be any structure or organization that is higher than the United Nations in international law. But Mr. Trump is doing that. He said it very clearly at Davos, Shireen. He said that this peace board may replace the United Nations. The United Nations has not achieved the started melting of the United Nations, of course. But there's an element of humor in all of this, Shireen. I'll give you one piece of humor. Mr. Vladimir Putin just came out a few minutes ago saying that he accepts joining the board as a permanent member. You see, Mr. Trump is giving the option of paying $1 billion into the board to get a permanent seat instead of a 3-year seat. Mr. Putin came out and said that he would join the board as a permanent member, pay the $1 billion, for as long as it is $1 billion from the money, the Russian money, that is being withheld today under sanctions in the United States of America. So now this is humorous because this is money that is frozen under sanctions. So Putin is saying, I would join, and he said that he would join in order to support the Palestinians, because without the erection of a viable Palestinian state, there would never be peace in the Middle East. This is what Putin said. But he also said that he would be a permanent member, he would pay the $1 billion, but it has to come from the money that is frozen in the United States, which is most likely would most likely mean that Russia is not actually joining the board. But the whole of West Europe is not joining the board. The right-wingers in the Eastern European bloc like the Hungarian president and even in South America, the Argentinian president, these are very right-wing, very, very strong allies of Israel. Kazakhstan is the same, etc. So thank God, in my opinion, that Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the Arabs and other Muslim nations are actually on board. Because if that wasn't the case, then I have no idea what would have happened to Gaza, but also not just to Gaza, to other issues that are of great concern to the Arab world, because we don't know which fronts is this board going to confront. Today, Mr. Trump was talking about the Egyptian-Ethiopian tension, saying that, suggesting that the board would actually work on that and resolve it. Now, if that's the case, that's fantastic, for as long as it is resolved in a manner that is acceptable to Egypt. On the other hand, I'm going to go back to humor. I'm very sorry, Shireen, but Jared Kushner today in Davos came out and made a presentation about the future of Gaza. And he showed slides of very fancy resorts and buildings, saying that Gaza can become a great destination. There is no way but to feel that this is some kind of a construction business deal for Trump, Jared Kushner, and Woodcock, and all of these people who are surrounding Trump. These people are thinking of how to make money out of Gaza, how to create tourism destinations out of Gaza, not for the benefit of the Gazans and the Palestinians, and not in order to resolve the Palestinian issue, but in order to make money. And that is on one side humorous, but also on the other side it can turn out to be catastrophic. catastrophic to the Palestinians, to the Egyptians, to the Jordanians, to our region. Especially if it is done in order to, in a manner that would appease Israel or support Israeli interests at the expense of Palestinian and Arab interests. And we know that the Trump administration is inclined towards that end. So this, all of this creates a very big challenge for Arab leaders in order to maneuver what is coming next. And nobody knows what's coming next. Nobody knows what's coming next to this board. And we don't know if there is Trump and Kushner and Witkoff and all of these people, Marco Rubio, who is a member of the board, the leaders of the American administration are all members of the board in one capacity or another, including Tony Blair, who is a warmonger and a person who is definitely not pro-Palestinian and would not contribute towards resolving the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. So we have those people. They claim that they don't, that what you see is what you get. The board has not made any decisions regarding where to move and how to move. Jared Kushner came out and said everybody who became a member of the board must play low and be quiet for a period of 30 days until so that they see how the board is going to function and how the board is going to achieve peace. All of this, Shireen, constitutes a very big challenge for all of the Arab leaders who have decided to join the board. They had to join the board because they couldn't leave it all to the other side. They couldn't hand it over to Israel to decide the future of Gaza. And at the same time, there is uncertainty. There is uncertainty regarding where Trump wants to take this. They definitely do not want to whitewash decisions that are at the expense of the Palestinian people or Arab countries, especially the countries that have borders with Israel, because these are the countries that are paying the biggest price, such as Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. We have to wait and see. But the comforting part is that Egypt is on board, Jordan is on board, Saudi Arabia is on board, Qatar, Bahrain, all of these Arab countries are on board. And therefore, these countries are capable of defending Arab rights and Arab interests. And hopefully they will make sure that the board doesn't go astray in terms of the Palestinian issue or in terms of any Arab interests.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Ramzy Khoury, Jordanian journalist. Thank you, sir, for being with us and the viewers. By that, we come to the end of this coverage for Davos. Stay tuned for the coverage in the rest of the day.